From the treasure state of Montana, this is Newest Radio Podcast. Hey folks, how you doing? Wayne S. Pierce, New West Radio Podcast for the 21st of November, 2023. Wow. Wow. Holy crap, man. I'm telling you. Month and a half, it'll be 2024. How is it that when we look at time, when we look at the things that we do and we try to manage our time, we never seem to have enough of it? Is it because we can't make the time? We can't follow time? We can't move within the time frame we have to the compartmentalization of our duties in life, and say we only have this much time to do this, we only have, or we make and set aside time to do the things we want. Has that ever come to mind? Because how do we make that time? How do we set that time aside? How do we spend more time doing something? It's time management. But how do we manage that time to say, I am going to get this done in this amount of time? How do we do that? Step back for a moment. Excuse me, step back for a moment and just think about what you don't know. Just step back, just think about the things you don't know. But then, here, let me turn that page. Look at something you know and try not to know what it is. Think about that. Try doing that. Try looking at anything and just not know what that thing is. Do we know how much time we need to get something done? Or is it already in a book somewhere that says, well, in this project it will take X amount of time to do this? Well, of course, I used to work in a mechanic shop, so I would look at the books and see how much time it takes to do whatever it is that needs to be done. So there's that. How much time do we really need to get something done? Again, time management. If you set yourself a deadline, will you reach it? Barring any other distractions, whether you work at home or at an office or somewhere, how much time do you need to get something done? I myself personally have seen people get massive amounts of work done within very little time. I've seen people take as much time as there was to get something done and waste so much time. I remember years ago working, and the boss wanted to talk to a couple of us, and so he came and gathered us up, right? And he looked at us and he says, I can get something done in 4 hours. But it takes you 6 to 8 hours to get it done. He was over-exaggerating and pretty much was wrong. But we didn't tell them that. About a year later, so I was at this job for a year or so. Well, a little over, almost 2 years, actually. About a year later, after that little meeting, he quit. So, excuse me. So, how much time does it take to get something done? Does it take as much time as you want it to take? Or is there some type of universal law somewhere that says you have to get it done in this amount of time? I seem to remember years ago, because we've all, as kids, all done something for grandma and mowed the lawn and that kind of thing. We understand how long it takes to get something done. That's my point. We understand how long it takes to get something done, barring any distractions or any complications. But the question still remains, how much time do we need? Considering that in a universal way of looking at things, in a cosmic calendar or time clock, there really isn't any time at all. You ever had somebody say, well, shoot, I can get that job done in no time at all? Why isn't it done then? Is there somewhere in some cosmic interaction with us where we start a job at 8 a.m. and we're done with that particular job by 10:30, when it usually takes somebody, or in their way of looking at things, takes somebody anywhere between 4 to 5 hours? We got it done, quote unquote, in no time at all. Now, excuse me. Time is of the essence. Really? Time is money. Right? Stop wasting time. You'll have more time if. Folks, we've only got 24 hours a day. We work maybe 8 to 10 to 12 hours of those days. We probably sleep anywhere between 6 to 8 hours of those days. So, we don't have time. Excuse me. We don't have time, at least, from what somebody else would say. You don't have time to do that. Well, how do you know? If somebody looks at me and says, you can't do that in the amount of time you said, how do you know? Well, because I know. I've done it before. Why? Are you the authority of time? Are you the expert on how I get things done in the amount of time I give myself to do it? Interesting. So, excuse me. So here's the thing. If we have the time to do something, that's always a great excuse. Well, yeah, I'll come over if I have time. I can help you out if I have enough time. I'll come and help. What'd you do? Just all of a sudden slap another 2 hours on your 24-hour day? No, it's strictly time management is what I'm saying. Strictly time management. Because you have anywhere between 8 to 10 to 12 hours to get something done, you can get a lot done in those hours. You can take and slough off. You can do a job slowly and, get all that taken care of. And, 4 or 5 hours later, you get it done when it only should have taken at least 2.5. Right? Oh, I'm in no hurry. Really? You have the time to waste to not be in a hurry? Hustle up, get this done. It has to be done on time. Really? We have to get the quota in by the end of the week, and there's a lot of stuff that has to be done. Okay, why aren't you doing it? Or helping me do it? Or gathering the people in this project to delineate and delegate jobs to these various people to come together at the end of the week to present our thing. Time management. Any boss that sits there and points and grunts and tells you what to do is not so educated on time management, are they? And you simply state to your boss, with all the stuff that you have me to do, I don't have time to get this extra thing done. And if he says, yes, you do, look at him and go, then you do it. Yeah, he won't like that. He won't like that at all. I'll get somebody else to do it. Good. Because I don't have any extra time with all the work he gave me, okay? That's just the way it is. Excuse me. A little phlegmy this morning. I tend to look at time as being an ally. Well, I have to. I mean, I come into the studio every day and create content every day and all that, and I have some content to create and some voiceover work to do later on, but do I manage my time? Not managing it as you would think. It's not like I set out to manage time. It's just that I sit down, I know how long it's going to take me. I do this, I prep, boom, done. Within, like this podcast here. It takes me an hour to do. I set aside that time to do it. After this, I got to, readjust, grab my script, do my voiceover, boom. Within 15, 20 minutes, I'm done. And then I've got another 22 and a half hours left. Or no, 20, what is that? Hour and a half, 24 hours, yeah. 23 and a half hours left. I got to sleep sometime, so I sleep anywhere between 5.5 to 6.5 hours. So tomorrow I get up and do it all over again. The rest of the day, planning on what I'm going to do tomorrow, barring any conflicts or distractions. Do I have all the time that I need? Yeah. But see, you add in there not only recording, editing, writing. I have to write. I'm working on several stories at the moment. I have to go back and redo some things. Not a big deal. Just have to, recalibrate, regroup. Not a big deal. I've done it before, and I know how much time it takes. I can leverage time in a positive way, but I waste more time trying to figure out why other people cannot help. So, I cut that off. That thought of, why does that person not have enough time to do this? Well, that's not my, I don't determine their activities and how long it's going to take. So if your boss tells you, yeah, it's going to, you got time to do this. Well, how do you know? Have you seen the stacks of documents I have on my desk that you want processed by the end of the week? I don't have time to do it. So, how much time do we need? Well, considering the fact that you have to sleep, considering the fact that you go do lunch, considering the fact that you have breakfast, considering the fact that you have dinner, considering the fact that you got all these other things within that 24-hour period of time, how much time do you need? You set that aside and you say, here's how much time I want to do this. Generally speaking, it works out quite well. And specifically, it works out in a very positive way for not only yourself, but the other person involved, if you have someone else involved. But see, other people will look at you outside of that little grouping and say, that's all wrong. You have to do it this way. How do you know? Take my project and do it yourself. Tell me how much time it takes. Generally speaking, they're not going to know how to do the job. They're not going to know how to do the project. They're not going to know how to function in a way that is more efficient, time-wise, to get the job done. And if they don't know, then why are they telling you how much time it's going to take? Think about that. You don't have all the time in the world. You've only got a portion of time to get things done. So make the best of it. Do what you need to do do what you have to do within the time allotted to get as much done as you can, because, well, make a list. If you have 5 items on that list and you only get 3 done today, you got a lot accomplished. Just put the other 2 on tomorrow's list. There you go. Time management, along with the idea of efficiency and effectiveness, creates more time to get more things done. Again, I have a lot to do today. How am I going to do it? I'm going to do it one step at a time. 1 minute, 1 second at a time. Will it get done? If I don't get all of it done, it'll get done. Maybe not today, but tomorrow. You know. My feet move forward, not backwards. Will I get distracted? Of course. I think people do every day. But you have to refocus, regroup, reset, and go from there. As far as I know, as far as I've seen within myself and within others, it works. It does work. Folks, hang out, be cool. Man, you guys are awesome. I appreciate each and every one of you listening. I do. You guys rock, man. You guys are awesome. Email me at newwestradioproductions@gmail.com. newwestradioproductions@gmail.com. Folks, I'll talk to you in a bit. From the treasure state of Montana, you're listening to New West Radio Podcast. This is Wayne S. Pierce from New West Radio Theater, and not only am I an actor, I'm also an artist. I paint landscapes and abstracts, and I use acrylics and oils for my projects. I go to various art stores in the area, but found a little place that offers classes and has products you would need if you're an artist too. It's Crooked Line Studios here in Billings, Montana. They offer a variety of fun art classes designed for people with little or no artistic experience. That's Crooked Line Studios here in Billings, Montana. You can find them on Facebook or on their website at crookedlinestudios.com. That's crookedlinestudios.com. Are you looking for ways to enrich your life? Look no further than Hughes from the Heart with Spencer Hughes. On this show, Spencer interviews experts and everyday people about their experiences and insights on what it means to live a happy, fulfilling life. From personal well-being to the paranormal, there's something for everyone on Hughes from the Heart. Tune in every week and discover new ways to enrich your life. Go to the website at hughesfromtheheart.com.
Hi, I'm Lainey Hobbs, host of True Crime Cases with Lainey. It's an immersive narrative podcast that shares a new case each episode. The crimes covered in my show range from the seemingly innocent granny who poisons her victims to the serial killer who conned the state of Wisconsin. As always, I engage with empathy when recounting these cases. Download and subscribe to True Crime Cases with Lainey on your favorite podcatcher or head to truecrimecasespodcast.com. You won't want to miss an episode.
Hey folks, how you doing? Wayne S. Pierce, New West Radio Podcast. So, I'm sure you want to hear some headlines. I spoke about time management and how much time we need to get stuff done. How about how much time are we wasting dealing with the stresses that you feel from other people? You become anxious, your anxiety level goes up, you're all this, you're all that. The reason why that happens is because you know what you're doing, number one. Number two, you know how you want it done. No one else does. No one else can come along and say, I know exactly what you're doing, and I know. No one can do that. And I'll tell you why. It's their perspective. Both of you may have a method of getting a single thing done, but who's going to be the more efficient and effective one to finish the task? How many times have you taught yourself something and it took a little more time than what you anticipated it would or you expected it would? How many times have you done that? How many times have you laid out a plan and said, okay, I can look at this and this and this. It's going to take X amount of time to get this done. It's going to take this over here, and it's going, and you, in your mind, have already visualized how you're going to get this thing done and how long you have estimated it was going to get done. How many times have you done that? Quite a few times, huh? But then if you're doing a routine task, you already know how long it's going to take because you've done it so many times. You've done that thing over and over and over and over and over and over, and you already know how long it's going to take. Right? There's what I call abstract tasks and then routine tasks. Let's say one day you're sitting in your house and you go outside, you're playing with the dog and you look around and you're like, oh my God, I haven't mowed the lawn in a couple of weeks. So that is, to me, because I've done that, is a routine task. You don't have you in the beginning have a specific day, but sometimes you're like, I don't want to do it today. I want to go fishing or something. And so you don't mow the lawn, and then other things you get distracted by this, and then, you get too tired or whatever it is, right? And you never get it done, right? So you walk out and boom, there it is. You're like, oh crap, I got to mow this lawn. So you just go to the shed, you grab your lawnmower and mow the lawn. You already know how long it's going to take. To me, that's abstract. The routine task is every day or every Saturday morning, Sunday morning, you go out, you prep the lawnmower, you do whatever you got to do, you put the gas in it, you fire it up, you mow the lawn, you get it done, boom, you put the water on, you rake, you do all, you do the landscaping, you do the gardening. After a while, many months, many years later, you already know how long that's going to take to do each one of those tasks. And probably in the beginning, you set aside so many hours to do that because that is your routine. I know people get really anxious and pissed off when their routine is upset in some way, shape, or form. That is why you don't set yourself up for failure. You have enough time to get stuff done. You just have to manage that time in ways that are going to be more efficient and effective for you to get that task, name it, done. By having anybody come over to you and say, well, it's taking you longer than I wanted you to take. Well, I don't care what you wanted. I know how long it takes to get done. You want to sit here and do this? Then I want you to prove to me how long it's going to take you to get my task done that you've assigned to me, looking at an office, complex where you got a boss and many other workers. But you tell the boss that, and I guarantee you, he's going to walk out of your office and not say a word because he knows you're right. But keep an eye out because the bosses are all narcissists and they're going to try everything they can to find any little thing to terminate you. So, yeah. So in that setting, be courteous, be kind, be nice. Or just tell them, look, it's going to take me X amount of time to get this done. If that's too long for you, then I want you to sit down and do the task you have me doing and do it in the time frame that you want it done. Prove to me it can be done. Bosses hate the fact that you call them out, but do it because your job is important. Yeah. Folks, bottom of the hour break here coming up. So you guys rock, man. I told you that before. You guys are awesome. Email me, newwestradioproductions@gmail.com. newwestradioproductions@gmail.com. Find me on Facebook, New West Radio Productions, and Wayne S. Pierce. And folks, hang out, man. I'll be back. Talk to you in a bit. listening to New West Radio Podcast right here on New West Radio Productions. Go to New West Radio Productions at newwestradioproductions.weebly.com. Coming to you from Central Montana, this is New West Radio Podcast. Turn your passion into a profession. We provide a platform for everything you need. Distribute your podcast to all listening platforms with the click of a button. Monetize your podcast from day one. Promote your podcast to new listeners and grow your audience. Measure your progress with our IAB certified analytics. You're in good company. Home to the best independent and most exciting networks. Spreaker.com. Go to Spreaker.com. That's Spreaker. Spreaker.com. New West Radio Theater. We pay homage to old-time radio shows and we create new original stories for you. Go to the website for more information at newwestradiotheater.com or email us at newwestradiotheater@outlook.com.
True crime with a dash of the paranormal, the garish, the strange, and the darkly comic. I'm Zevin Odelberg, host of Kinda Murdery, a podcast that's about more than just murder. It's my very own pocket dimension, home to a curated collection of bizarre and compelling stories. The unsolved, the unsettling, and the unbelievable. I cover it all, just so long as it's Kinda Murdery. Look for Kinda Murdery wherever you get your podcasts.
You're listening to New West Radio Productions, right here on Spreaker.com. Hey, folks, welcome back. Welcome back, man. New West Radio Podcast right here on Spreaker.com and wherever else you get your podcasts. Yeah, Google Podcast, iHeartRadio. Yeah, all over the place. Plus, I do believe you can find this podcast on... on YouTube. That's why I'm being so vague at some points, because YouTube is notorious for getting rid of certain podcasts, certain videos, certain elements of videos. And, yeah, I've gotten notices. I got like 8 or 9 notices, something like that, within a matter of about a month, from podcasts from an old, videos from an old podcast I did back in 2017 and 2014. So I'm like, wait a minute, they're just now telling me they're getting rid of those, they're deleting those videos because of medical misinformation. Well, how about deleting the whole YouTube environment? Because, in terms of medical misinformation, isn't the government and Google supporting the whole misinformation campaign of what's been happening? Google is ABC Incorporated, and a couple other things. They own YouTube as well. They're the ones pushing medical misinformation. So why not just get rid of the whole thing? Because, and I say that because I know that people have left YouTube in droves. People have they're tired of being censored. They're tired of having their channels deleted. They're just tired of it all. So they go elsewhere. Okay? It's just, censorship is alive and well in America because the left and the Democrats really don't give a crap about the truth. And as a matter of fact, they want nobody to know what the truth is. But when you slam it in their face and it's proven to be false, they're still going to censor you for proving that they were wrong. Such as, I put this up on my page, Moderna admits vax causes cancer. Huge development as millions die from COVID injections. This is from World Alternative Media, Band.video. Moderna has recently halted trials of their latest mRNA injection due to myocarditis. Now, Moderna has shown in their own COVID vaccine patent that the injections cause a greatly heightened risk of cancer. Okay? That's one. Links will be in the show notes, folks. You guys go determine for yourself what is real, what is not real, what is truthful, what's not truthful, only because you filter yourself and you don't have the capacity to intuitively process things in terms of knowing what the truth is with the facts that back it up, with the evidence that backs up the facts. There are people out there who absolutely, okay, I'm just going to say it, Democrats and anybody following them, and the far left and the elites don't have the capacity to ever admit they're wrong, because they don't want to look at the evidence, the true factual evidence that backs up the facts, that reveals all of the truth that people need to know. They have no capacity to do that. Okay, none. And I know this because, well, personal experience. My mom and dad were hardcore Democrats, and later in the 1980s, began to vote cross-party lines because they understood the Democratic Party was nothing, as I would say in my own words, a scourge to America. To the American principles of peace, freedom, liberty, and security, the Democrats are nothing more than criminals that want fascism or a complete and total dictatorship in America. Period. End of sentence. You don't believe me? Yeah, go down that rabbit hole. Actually, don't even go down the rabbit hole. Just connect the dots, follow the money, look who's behind all of it. You'll see it. Determine for yourself what is true. Cindy Harper over at Reclaim the Net. As Elon Musk promised, X files lawsuit against Media Matters, accusing the organization of manipulation and defamation to attack free speech. X accuses Twitter. X, Twitter. I know, it's still Twitter to me. X accuses Media Matters of intentionally interfering with contracts with these advertisers, making false statements that disparage the quality of X core services and disrupting its economic relationships, resulting in monetary loss. Links will be in the show notes. From the Alex Jones Show, total commitment to battling the NWO. Do you have what it takes to defeat the globalists? Also, America's self-serving interests in ongoing conflicts are sending its proxy nations into disastrous situations with catastrophic repercussions. Bell Carter, naturalnews.com. Yeah. Links will be in the show notes. I'm not throwing you on the ground and pulling your arm behind your back and telling you to believe what I believe because, well, that's not me. You have to determine from your own investigation what the evidence is, where the facts lie, and what the truth is. That's just the way it is. I'm just giving you information. And on that note, stay tuned, folks. One last segment coming up, and I'll talk to you in a bit. The opinions expressed on this show do not reflect those of the sponsors. For more information, email New West Radio Productions at newwestradioproductions@outlook.com. This is New West Radio Podcast, radio for the critical thinker.
This is Edward October. It's Sunday morning, and I'm here at a typical American home. But inside, Jen and Cam of our True Crime Podcast sit down to record their latest episode. Though Jen and Cam are lifelong friends, they approach true crime with the utmost professionalism. They're focused,
So, dear.
highly articulate,
Alachua, is that how you say it? Right.
Alachua, like Joshua, but Alachua. You will Alachua onto my...
and above all, compassionate.
Honestly, I debated if I wanted to do this. And in the end, I decided it was important to honor this baby's short life.
Every day, more folks wake up hungry for a true crime podcast. And our true crime podcast is enjoyed best by more people. So whenever you're downloading any podcast of any kind, be sure to download an extra episode of our True Crime Podcast. You'll like them. Available on all your favorite podcatchers or at ourtruecrimepodcast.com.
See this? The mouth? It gets me in trouble.
This is Wayne S. Pierce from New West Radio Theater, and I'm looking for voices to fill roles in various audio dramas currently in development. If you are interested, contact me at newwestradiotheater@gmail.com or go to the website at newwestradiotheater.weebly.com. If you are an actor or even wanted to try your hand at voice acting, contact me at newwestradiotheater@gmail.com or go to the website at newwestradiotheater.weebly.com. New West Radio Productions. Radio for the 21st century. Hey, folks. Wayne S. Pierce. New West Radio Productions at gmail.com. New West Radio Productions at gmail.com. Find me at New West Radio Productions on Facebook, New West Radio Productions on Truth Social, and New West Radio Productions on X, Twitter, whatever Elon Musk is calling it this week. So that's where you can find me. You can find this podcast on all of your podcatchers, podcast everywhere. Yes. Find it on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts. Oh, yeah, just everywhere. It's on Spotify. Yeah. So if anybody has anything they want to say to me, email me, newwestradioproductions@gmail.com. newwestradioproductions@gmail.com. Or, hey, better yet, my Facebook page at Wayne S. Pierce. Just put in there, hey, I've heard your podcast today. Here's what I think. Go for it. I want to hear what you have to say. If you want to keep it a little more private than that, yeah, go ahead and just email me at newwestradioproductions@gmail.com. Thank you, folks, for listening. I appreciate it. If you want to help out, the link to the website will be in the show notes. And for some reason, here, speaking of the website, I used to have my Weebly website up, newwestradioproductions.weebly.com. I can't get into that account now to work on the website because guess who owns it now? Square. Square owns it. I can't get into my website. That's why I use the website that's going to be in the show notes. But I need to upgrade that site a little bit. And you guys can help if you wish, if you would like to. I would hope that you would like to. So the way to support this network is going to be in the show notes. Got Patreon, got PayPal Me, got a bunch of other ways to support the network. But on the website itself, which of course the link will be in the show notes, there's ways to support this network. I want to get the content out there so that people will know, and I know I'm not the only one. I mean, there's other people out there talking about the same things, but they have a different method on getting the information out. They have their ways of doing things, and I totally respect that because they're getting the information out. That's always good. Just getting the information out there, right? So however you guys want to help, however you guys want to do, want to help me in ways that you do, great. Thank you very much. Appreciate that a great deal. All your contributions will go to New West Radio Productions and will help me produce shows here, New West Radio Podcast, and at New West Radio Theater. So that's my other project, which I have to start work on when I get this done. So yeah, I'm a busy little beaver when I come into the studio. And sometimes, like yesterday, I really didn't have much to do except the New West Radio Podcast. And then after that, I just thought, you know what? I'm going to just relax for the day. And, of course, went out and did stuff and just kind of relaxed. Just kind of... But now, it's back to the grind. Back to the work. And this is what I do. New West Radio Productions is my baby. I don't have anybody else helping me out. I don't have writers. I don't have producers. I don't have any of that. I don't have any of that. And so it's just me. So if you want to help, great. I would welcome the help. Thank you. And if you want to contribute financially to New West Radio Productions, I would very much appreciate that because I have to keep the lights on in the studio. So, and keep producing content. So that would be fantastic if you're able to help. You guys rock, man. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate each and every one of you. You know, earlier I talked about time management. And again, that's what I got to do today. But have we ever thought about why we get distracted Because we always do, don't we? We have something planned and we're saying, okay, this morning I'm going to do this and here's what and all that. And then the wife or the husband start yelling at you from the other room and you're like, wait a minute, hold on. And then you got to stop doing what you're doing and you got to go help them. And then you come back and you sit down and you go, what was I doing? When you're on a roll and you're in the zone, you just need to cut out all distractions. All of them. Is it hard? Oh my God, it's difficult. But you have to do it. You have to do it because you're never going to get anything done if you don't. And I know that from my own personal experiences. I know that from my own way of doing things. I do things unlike anybody else does, because I look at the efficiency of the process. The task in and of itself is going to get done. How? It's going to get done efficiently and effectively to give me more time to produce. Okay? And that usually means cutting out all distractions. I know it's tough, folks. I know. I know it's tough. It's how do you cut out the distractions? Well, see, the distractions are nothing more than somebody else trying to take up your time. Here we go with time management. Everybody wants your time. Everybody wants to see you. Well, okay. Don't make an appointment because, basically it's this. You take the moments you have. You take the ideas that you have. You put them in a list and you say, here, 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 and here. This is what I have to get done today. I know how long this is going to take, but I have no idea how much this other task is going to take. There is where you get rid of all distractions because you want to calculate out how much time it's going to take for a task that you're not too familiar with. All right? So cut out all distractions. Is it tough to do that? Yes, it is. Oh my God. I cannot even begin to explain how tough it is to get rid of all distractions. Oh my God. I just can't. Here's the thing. And let me go back to this thought as a side note. And that is, some people do their task. They can be typing something out. They can be writing a letter, whatever it is on there, whatever it is. But they have music playing in the background. Okay. Let's take you back when you were younger. When you were younger and doing homework and doing all that, either in high school or college or whatever, you had music playing. To me, that's distractive. That is the most distractive thing. I cannot concentrate on what I'm doing if something else is in the room disturbing my concentration, period. That's me, and I'm sure that's that's probably tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people out there. I cannot function with other things going on. Now, I can't. Now, here's the opposite of that, maybe in the same related note, and that is, when I'm watching TV, I can be on my tablet doing stuff, playing games, whatever it is. It's just, but I'm listening to the show, right? That's not distractive. So what's the point? What's the opposite? Why is that opposite? Why do I need doing a task, engaging in this task that's going to take me time and I have to concentrate? Why is that why is that happening in the way it does, the process? Why is that process better than sitting on the couch on my tablet, listening to the show, whatever's on TV, and playing a game? I don't, any psychologists out there, because even though I've studied that type of thing, right? the question still remains, why is it we cannot sit in a room in the process of doing an important task and the room has to be completely quiet with no distractions and we get that thing done, as opposed to either writing a letter on our tablet or an email or playing a game and listening to the TV. What? Wait, I myself don't understand that. Can somebody explain that to me? Why is the TV not distracting us from our game? Or writing or posting or whatever? When the task that we find important to us that day, we have to be alone and everything has to be quiet for us to concentrate on that thing. Why? What's the dynamics in all of that? Okay, any psychologist want to try to explain that to me in very simple terms? Because I'm not easily distracted. But when I'm concentrating on something and I'm focused and I'm zoned in on that thing, when something else distracts me, like somebody calling my name from across the room or whatever the hell it is, I get pissed. But when I'm sitting there on my tablet playing a game or, posting and TV's on and whatever, and we're talking, whatever it is, what? Wait a minute. I don't understand it. And if you guys are confused as I am, welcome to the club. Because I don't know. Tell me the dynamics between those two situations. Okay. Seriously, can we discuss that? Email me at newwestradioproductions@gmail.com, newwestradioproductions@gmail.com. I'd love to know. I really would. If you guys can understand what it is I'm asking, basically what's the difference between the two and, give me the dynamics within that. Explain to me what all that is. newwestradioproductions@gmail.com, newwestradioproductions@gmail.com. Also, you can go to New West Radio Productions on Facebook and New West Radio Productions on Truth Social. And I have a PayPal link I'm going to put in there so you guys can support the network. Also, patreon.com, New West Radio MT, as in Montana, the abbreviation for Montana. I'm going to put that link in there as well. But anyway, tell me, just seriously, because talk to me. I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you. What show do you do? Give me your link and what show you do. So there we go. New West Radio Productions @gmail.com. New West Radio Productions @gmail.com. Time management is important. Figuring out what the process is and all of that. And then getting rid of the distractions for you to get that task finished in a very efficient and effective way. So those things are there. Headlines will be in the show notes. So folks, I'm done vamping here. So email me, newwestradioproductions@gmail.com, newwestradioproductions@gmail.com. Folks, I like you all, man. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Have a great day. Have a great week. I'm off Thursday and Friday, so there might be some reruns of some previous shows. New West Radio Productions @gmail.com. I'll talk to y'all later.